ABC Sports and FM 97.7 present high school basketball on WILE, Byesville, Cambridge. Now let's go courtside for the pregame show.
Everybody, welcome aboard. It is tournament time, and we are getting closer and closer to the promised land. Zach Chrisman, Howard Twiggs, glad to be a part of your tournament evening here on ABC Sports WILE. Zach, I think we've got a classic coming up with the teams we're about to find out.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a real blast so far to watch John Glenn through this run here early on in the tournament. They're going to run into a team here in Indian Valley that, as we talked about before we went on air, almost carbon copies of one another. So it's going to be interesting to see how they both kind of clash and kind of feel each other out here in the early going. I think it's going to be a great game, a close one at that, and I'm really excited for it, Howard.
Well, when you look at those similarities that Zach just mentioned, they both defend very well.
Right.
Check the box. They both shoot very well. Check the box. They take care of the basketball. Check the box. They rebound, especially at the guard position. Check the box. Add on to these two teams actually played, Zach,
right,
over Christmas break at John Glenn, where the Muskies came away 59-55 in what was a back and forth. Expect the same thing tonight.
Right, yeah, it's definitely going to be a back and forth one. And like I said, I expect a really close contest tonight. It's interesting to think about how both teams are going to handle, the neutral court tonight, not being at home, but even with that, nobody has that, that edge. So I'm interested to see how the crowd gets involved here early on in this game. And if John Glenn can keep things in front of them, I think they stand a good chance to move on tonight.
Well, we're going to find out. We're probably less than 10 minutes away from the start of the basketball game, and we reflect back to that December 30th game for John Glenn. Steele Bates had 10, Braden Davis 6. They're the two leading scorers for the Muskies. It appears as though, Zach, that Coach Miller of Indian Valley keyed on those two guys, and the guy stepping up for John Glenn was Will Nikolazakis with 13, Cooper Briggs 12, and C.J. Dolan also with 13. So they may need that productivity again tonight.
Yeah, I would really see Indian Valley straying from that strategy tonight. I mean, if you can get Steele Bates and Braden Davis, kind of off kilter and out of their rhythm early, that's going to bode well for the Braves tonight. But also, as we've said, there's other guys on this John Glenn team. They have a lot of depth. C.J. Dolan's been playing very, very well and shooting even better so far here through the tournament. So I look for one of those guys to get something started early, especially if the main two top dogs are going to be hounded all night.
Indian Valley 20-4 on the season, coached by Ty Miller. They are 9-2 away from Indian Valley. Offensively, they score 60 points per game. Defensively, they give up just 40 per game, so these guys D up. They got here by defeating Cambridge last Friday, 70-38. For the Muskies, also 20-4 away from home. They are 8-3. Offensively for John Glenn, 70 points per game. Defensively, 50. They have a plus margin of 20 points per game. And along the way, they defeated Minerva 70-50 and Philo last week 76-64. And the winner of this game plays the winner of Maysville East Liverpool this coming Friday. So again, Zach, a lot at stake here.
Yeah, very much so. And not to back up too much, but you talked about that win Indian Valley had against Cambridge. I mean, talk about adding insult to injury. You get beat by them, and then they host the game in your very own court here. But other than that, I think it's going to be a great game here. And as we talked about the last time they played, Steele Bates and Braden Davis kind of having an off night there. But if you can have a night like that, and with your two top guys, aren't scoring the way that you're used to, and still come out of there with a win, that's something that you got to be proud of. I'm looking to see how the Braves are going to handle that full court press that John Glenn loves to do, and how they'll handle the pressure in general. If they can keep the ball in their hands and kind of cut down on the self-inflicted errors here, it's going to be an interesting ball game.
Well, one way that Indian Valley is going to attack that John Glenn press, that they have 5 guards.
Right.
Riker Williams, Luke Wells, Landon McPeak, Deacon Bieber, Jackson Murphy. They're all about 6 foot. They all play the guard position. Any one of those guys, according to everything we've seen and heard, can be the leading scorer. You know, they don't really have one go-to guy. It's whoever's hot gets the ball, whoever creates gets opportunities.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, one of those teams where anybody can get hot at any time, and that's kind of how John Glenn is. I mean, they have, you know, they're, like we said, they're two main guys in Steele Bates and Braden Davis. But as we talked about earlier, I mean, I've been very impressed with C.J. Dolan so far in the playoffs. He's been shooting the ball at a very, very effective clip. And even some of the guys coming off the bench, Andrew Glob and Ben Stom, they'll come in and give you a 3 or 2. So it's nice to have that depth in here, and I'm anxious to see how that affects the Braves going forward, and if they can keep up with all the fresh legs that are going to be coming in and being thrown at them, especially on the defensive side of the floor, keeping those guys off of the three-point line. But also, when you get the ball in there, have to have a set of eyes in the back of your head, because the ball will get stolen real quick. So it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Steele Bates, C.J. Dolan, Braden Davis, Cooper Briggs, and Will Nicolazakis will round out things for the Muskies when we come back to Indian Valley. Excellent three-point shooting team, very aggressive man-to-man defense, excellent free throw shooting, both teams, and it could come down to free throw shooting. Again, we don't know till we see what kind of officiating. What we can usually tell, though, Zach, is that in tournaments, the officials tend to let them play.
Right, and that's exactly how I'd rather see it. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a line. You know, I don't want to see American Gladiators down here, but you know, one of those things where if the whistles aren't going to be blowing often, then that's going to let these guys really play a physical brand of basketball that I think is going to lend to John Glenn the way that they like to play.
Well, again, we are at Cambridge High School. This is the boys' District 4, and it is the district semifinal. The winner returns Friday night at a site to be determined. So Maysville, East Liverpool also tipping off at 7 o'clock are most of the teams around the area. So we will have the start of the basketball game in just a couple of minutes. So again, it is John Glenn 20-4 and Indian Valley 20-4 as well. We will take a break. When we come back, we will start the basketball game. So do stay with us. You're listening to high school basketball on WILE 97.7. We'll be back in just a bit.
Looking for reliable insurance that fits your life? Look no further than Allen Hunter State Farm in Cambridge, Ohio. From auto to home to life insurance, we offer a range of options tailored to your needs. With our friendly, knowledgeable team, you'll get the protection and peace of mind you deserve. We're dedicated to being there for you, just like a good neighbor should. Call Allen Hunter State Farm today and discover how we can help you safeguard your future. Call 740-439-5385. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Today is the day you make changes, the day you have looked forward to, the day you take a step to see the you before addiction. And it all starts right here at The Residence, an in-bed facility that designs your recovery to your needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm Crystal Reynolds for Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. Our approach is personal, and it is as individual as your needs. We are here for you. Call 855-692-7247.
Style, power, precision. The 2024 Ford Mustang GT Premium isn't just a car, it's a statement. With a luxurious leather-trimmed interior and the heart-pounding performance of a 5.0-liter V8, every drive is first class. Whether you're cruising Main Street or tearing up the open road, this Mustang is built for those who love to drive. Come to Doane Ford today before it's too late. Come down on 66870 Belmont Morristown Road or visit them online at DoaneFord.com.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
97.7 on your FM dial. We're WILE FM, Byesville, Cambridge.
Welcome back, everyone, to the district semifinal matchup between John Glenn and Indian Valley. John Glenn will be the home team tonight. They will be in the home white with red numerals and trim. Indian Valley will have the visiting black with the red numerals and trim, also white numerals. And the officials have gotten their introduction. So, Zach, we're just about ready to start. Let's take a look first for the Muskies. They will start Steele Bates, the 6-foot junior, their leading scorer at 18 points per game, 4.5 rebounds and 3.5 assists per game. C.J. Dolan, 6-foot junior, 13.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4.5 assists per game. Braden Davis, the 6'3 junior, has really come on as of late. He is up to 14 points per game and also leads the team in rebounding at 7.5 per contest. Cooper Briggs, 6'1 junior, 6.7 points per game. And Will Nikolazakis, 5'9 senior, 5 points per game. Off the bench, we will see Cole Robinson, 6'2 senior, Andrew Glob, 5'9 senior, and Ben Staub, 5'9 junior for the Muskies. For Indian Valley, we believe the starting lineup will be Riker Williams, 5'11 sophomore, their leading scorer at 15 points per game. Luke Wells, 6'1 senior, 10 points per game. Landon McPeak, 5'9 senior at 9 points per game. Deegan Bieber, the 6-foot junior at 8 points per game. Jackson Murphy, 6-foot senior, 5 points per game. Off the bench, we expect for Indian Valley, Colt James, 6'2 sophomore, 5 points per game. And Kylan McDonald, the 5'9 sophomore at 3 points per game. So, Zach, if it comes down to depth, John Glenn with an advantage because they will play 9, possibly even 10 guys. Shorter bench for Indian Valley with just 2 off the bench playing any kind of extensive minutes.
Right. And as we alluded to earlier on in pregame, pretty much same exact length across the board for both teams tonight. So I'm anxious to see how the rebound matchup is going to go. Having Braden Davis down there coming off a game where against Philo last week, he came out with a double-double, 28 points and 10 rebounds. So look to have him be a huge force for them down low. But like I said, very similar matchup here. I'm anxious to see how they match up and who's guarding who. And we'll see if John Glenn is going to keep the pace up that they have been running with most of this tournament and regular season as well. So going to have a great matchup here. Going to be a very physical matchup, and we're about ready to get started here.
Yep, we want to remind you that this game is sponsored by Valentine Insurance, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Surgeon Construction, Wakefield Dental, West 40 Auto Sales, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, People's Bank, State Farm, Allen Hunter, and Spectrum Sales. Also, Lock 9 Pizza will present the player of the game to one of the John Glenn Muskie recipients. And the scoreboard updates, as has been the case all season, are brought to you by Bradley Lending Team with First Ohio Home Finance. And we also want to remind you that this basketball game between John Glenn and Indian Valley is being broadcast through the cooperation of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Tonight's tournament game is one and needing being played throughout the state, leading to the state championship. The OHSA reserves all broadcasting rights to the postseason game. So, Zach, at this point, I think we're ready to go. Quite an introduction here at Cambridge High School for both teams. And rather extended.
Yeah.
And I guess that goes kind of into tournament play. You give all the fanfare to the guys.
Yeah, we got a jam-packed stadium here tonight, and why not? I mean, the only thing I think they're missing right now is a fog machine, but this could turn into a Kiss concert before we know it. I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. These guys have come a long way. This is a big game, so why not give all the fanfare? Do it upright.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, big crowd here. The Indian Valley fans are on our side, right below us, and they've been making a lot of noise. By the way, great student sections. John Glenn students the other night, they were really out in full force.
Yes, they were.
We expect them tonight to add that same kind of punch for the Muskies. Going for the jump will be Jackson Murphy of Indian Valley. For the Muskies, it will be Braden Davis. And the officials say, let's go ahead and play. So we are set to begin this basketball game. Tip controlled, tipped around, knocked around. It belongs to Indian Valley. And Riker Williams, immediate man-to-man by Will Nikolazakis, and the ball back in the hands of Landon McPeak to the corner, and then inside a double team, nowhere to go, shot up off the rim by Williams, misses it, gets his own rebound, back to the corner for Luke Wells. Wells holds, gets to the mid-post, reach in, nothing called, drive by Williams, shot up, off the rim, no good. Rebound by Braden Davis. Back to Steele Bates and the Muskies. Their first possession. That's Bates with Williams on him. Left-handed dribble on top, Nikolazakis. Between the legs. Goes right. Picks up the dribble. Back to Dolan. Dolan will shoot the three. Back iron. Rebounded by Luke Wells of Indian Valley. Back comes Indian Valley.
Both teams really running up and down the court, being very physical as we get a shot here from number one. That's going to be Wells for three, and there's good.
So bang, Wells with the first points of the game. 3-0 Indian Valley. They are playing man-to-man, high ball screen for Bates. He will go all the way to the basket and score it. Steele Bates has it too.
And that's something they ran to perfection against Philo last weekend. That little high-low ball screen there at the top of the key. Steele Bates gets an easy one.
Straight man by John Glenn. Out on top is Riker Williams. Dolan with him now. And then they switch. Bates will now have Williams. They will swing to the corner. And then a drive and a look inside. Shot missed by Wells. Rebounded by John Glenn. Bates. 6:10 to go. 3-2 Indian Valley. Bates gets another high ball screen. Drives left. Picks it up. Goes back on top for C.J. Dolan. Deegan Bieber guards him. Jump stop. Back to Nikolazakis. He will be between the legs and swing it around to Bates. Bates drives. Not there. Will swing it back out and reset the offense. Good defense by Indian Valley early going. 3-2 they lead. Bates on top to Braden Davis. He will shoot a long three. Good.
Bang, bang. Braden Davis getting it started early here. He hit a couple threes last week, too, against
Sure
Philo.
did. 5-3 in favor of John Glenn. 5:35 to go. They will full court man. Nikolazakis guards McPeak. McPeak gives it up. They lose the basketball. They pick it back up. They miss another one. That's Wells. And Davis with another rebounded. So Indian Valley ice cold here in the first couple of minutes of the game. 5-3, John Glenn leads. That's Bates driving. Jump stop, back on top for Dolan. Dolan holds. Left-handed dribble. Resets things with Cooper Briggs. Back to Dolan. Gets the high ball screen from Davis. Scoop shot inside. Missed. Rebound comes off. Here's Indian Valley on the run. And that is a basket by Luke Wells. He has all five. And we are tied at 5. 4:50 to go here in the first quarter. Bates, left-handed dribble. On top. Bumped a little bit. Keeps the dribble alive. C.J. Dolan holds. Davis drives, spin, back on top, Nikolazakis. Long three, good.
Looks like it's going to be one of those nights tonight, Howard.
So Will Nikolazakis, yep. 8-5 Muskies. With the ball, Landon McPeak goes across the timeline. Swings, back in the corner. They look, they go back on top with Landon McPeak. Setting the offense. Nikolazakis on McPeak. To the right side, Deegan Bieber. He picks up the dribble. Back to Wells. Wells drives all the way to the basket, then kicks to the corner. But instead, they catch a player control foul. Good positioning by John Glenn. Foul goes on Wells. His first, team's first. Taking a seat will be Jackson Murphy, and checking in will be Colt James for the Braves. 8-5, John Glenn in the lead. 4:05 to go here in the first quarter. Bates drives left, looks back door for Dolan, swings across to Davis, well away from the basket. You know, we've seen Braden Davis operating down and low recently, but now he's on top. He has the basketball. To Nicholas Akis.
Trying to turn him into a little bit of a point forward here.
Could be. Davis has it. Hands back off. Steele Bates. He will shoot to three and got it.
Wow. With a hand right in his face. Beautiful shot there by Steele Bates.
He has 5, and it's at 11-5. Nearly a steal by Bates, but back it comes to James. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Dolan. Here comes C.J. Dolan on the run. Crossover dribble. Back to Bates. Wide open three in the corner. Off the back iron. Rebounded off to Indian Valley. Here they come with Landon McPeak. He will go, and then Colt James, a block. Now the question will be, is it shooting, or did he get rid of the ball before he was fouled?
Looks like it's going to be on the floor, Howard. They're going to inbound right underneath the basket.
Cooper Briggs on the foul. It's his first, team's first. Indian Valley will underneath their own basket, with the inbounder being Landon McPeak. Lob pass to Riker Williams. Williams crosses over, goes inside, lays it in, and he is on the board with his first two.
Very nice take there by Riker Williams, coming off the high ball screen. Gets enough room there to wiggle by the defender and lay it up off the glass.
11-7, John Glenn. Steele Bates, left-handed dribble, back to C.J. Dolan. Dolan behind the back, brings it back out with the dribble. Gets another screen from Briggs, picks it up. Resets the John Glenn offense. That is Andrew Glob, who's checked in for the Muskies. He holds. Push, no foul. C.J. Dolan has it. Riker Williams has him. Lob inside to Davis. Partially rejected and then kicked out to Bates off the front iron. Here comes Indian Valley on the run. The Braves pick it up, and then a shot in the corner by Williams is good. Riker Williams makes it 11-10. John Glenn. Steele Bates to the corner. Glob drives. Back on top. Dolan to Bates. Bates spin dribble, loses it, off to Indian Valley. 2-on-2, it's going to be Riker Williams scoring the basket.
Riker Williams going through the contact for a nice finger roll.
12-11 in favor of Indian Valley. 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. So John Glenn led, and Indian Valley has answered. C.J. Dolan back to Glob. Glob, left-handed dribble, picks it up at the timeline, or I should at the free throw line. Back on top, Braden Davis. Glob has it in the corner. Ball screen, no slip, no screen and roll, back on top to Bates. Another high screen. Bates between the legs, behind the back, drives baseline, forced, nearly a steal, but picked up loose by Dolan. Bang!
Nice free throw jumper there for C.J. Dolan. Hopefully that can get him started here for the Muskies.
1 minute to go here in the first quarter. 13-12 John Glenn, just like we thought. Swing it around. Riker Williams, long three off the back iron. Rebounded inside, up, and it's in for Colt James. 14-13, back to the lead for Indian Valley. Clock moving, 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. C.J. Dolan holds. Steele Bates. Long three from the corner, off the iron. Rebounded by the Braves. Here they come back the other way. Shot is missed. Rebounded by Andrew Glob. And then ball back to the Muskies. Long pass to the corner for Dolan. Back on top, Briggs has it. Briggs picks it up. Steal.
Oh, no.
It's going to be Riker Williams. Williams lays it in.
So far, the moral of the story in the first quarter here has been transition defense and fast break points for Indian Valley.
They lead 16-13 with 5 seconds to go here in the quarter. Looks like Bates is going to launch. And at the buzzer, that's not there. After one, it's 16-13 Indian Valley. We're back in 60 seconds.
Doan Ford is proud to introduce the ultimate adventure companion, the Bronco 4-door advanced 4x4 Badlands. With a powerful 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine and 7-speed manual transmission, conquer any terrain with confidence. Featuring a soft-top 4-inch lift and massive 35-inch tires. Adventure knows no bounds. Stay connected and in control with an 8-inch digital screen while enjoying added convenience with power-heated mirrors and auto high-beam headlamps. Plus equipped with a Smitty-built winch. Be prepared for any challenge. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. DoanFord.com.
Looking for trusted dental care for the whole family? Dr. Darcy Wakefield and the team at Wakefield Dental have you covered. From pediatric to general and orthodontic care, they offer a full range of services. At Wakefield Dental, they focus on individualized treatment plans that not only create beautiful smiles, but build lasting confidence. Schedule your consultation today. Call 740-435-3100. Or go to drwakefieldDDS.com.
Exciting first quarter, Zach. 16-13 in favor of Indian Valley. Boy, their defense was really something.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, I'm out of breath just watching all this. Going up and down the court, the transition and fast break play for Indian Valley has been great, and that's really what's kind of kept them going here as they have the lead as entering the second quarter.
Muskies start with Steele Bates, C.J. Dolan, Braden Davis, Will Nikolazakis, and Cole Robinson. That's Bates with the basketball to Dolan. Dolan will shoot the three off the back iron. Rebounded, tipped around, knocked out of bounds. It should be the favor of John Glenn, and it is. Right in front of the Indian Valley bench, or I should say Indian Valley fan base, and they didn't argue. Must have been a good call.
Must have been.
Steele Bates drives. He's got room, shot up, and good. You can't give Steele Bates that kind of room with no help defense.
No, for sure. I was kind of worried there as Indian Valley brings it across the timeline, and it is stolen by John Glenn.
That's Dolan. Dolan back the other way. Euro stepping in.
Nice.
A quick 4 points for the Muskies. They're back on top. 17-16. They open this second quarter with a 4-0 run. Substitution is Kylan McDonald for Indian Valley. With the basketball is Jackson Murphy. John Glenn stays man-to-man. McDonald has it. He holds now the right-handed dribble to the right side. Back on top, McDonald. Look for a drive inside. Nearly a travel, but ball back in the hands of Roberto Manera. And a shot by Manatia is good. 18-17. A steal by Indian Valley. And then knocked out of bounds by Dolan. So a little careless that time by the Muskies. And C.J. Dolan says, hey, we got it. Talks to Steele Bates. No worries.
Yeah, he gave himself a pat on the chest, said, hey, guys, that was my bad.
Well, good break for John Glenn. 18-17, Indian Valley leads. Riker Williams back in the lineup for Indian Valley. High ball screen from Davis. Bates to the corner. That's Nikolazakis. He brings it back out. Braden Davis, he'll shoot the three. Air ball picked up by Riker Williams. Here comes Williams. Spin dribble across the timeline to the corner. And then a drive inside. Shot up. Missed, but a foul call.
Going to get our first free throw of the night here.
It's going to be Luke Wells. Wells with 5 points in the first quarter. Personal foul goes against Cole Robinson. His first, team's first here in the second quarter. And 2 free throws coming for Luke Wells. Leading scorer for the Braves is Riker Williams with 9. First free throw good by Wells. He now has 6 for the Muskies. Steele Bates leading the way with 7. 4 for C.J. Dolan. 1 more free throw coming for Luke Wells. 19-17 in favor of Indian Valley. Second free throw on the way. Off the iron. Knocked out of bounds should be John Glenn. And the Muskies will inbound again. Indian Valley will not press. They will fall back straight man. So I think both these teams learned something, Zach, in the first encounter, that the guards are so good. You better fall back and play half-court man.
Yeah, most definitely. And they're really keeping a good bottle on John Glenn from getting down in the paint, too, as we have a call on the floor.
Yeah, that's going to go against Deegan Bieber with a push. And ball on the side to the Muskies.
And watching that first quarter is something that never seen Steele Bates take that many threes in one quarter. He took 4 in that first quarter, kind of being bottled up as he now penetrates, gets a shot off, but it is blocked.
And it's loose on the floor, picked up by Indian Valley. 1-on-3. They will lose the basketball, but a foul called on the floor. That was Luke Wells running down the floor. He had it momentarily, and then the foul called. That's C.J. Dolan's first, team second, and substitution for John Glenn. Will Nikolazakis takes a seat, and Ben Stom checks in for the Muskies. 19-17 Indian Valley. Inbounds pass. Riker Williams has it. They swing it around. Back to Williams. He will shoot to three. Got it. You can't give him that much room.
Doesn't get any more open than that. That was a warm-up jumper there for Riker Williams.
22-17 Indian Valley. That's Bates. Over to Dolan. Dolan between the legs. Holds. Now he'll take a long three. Good.
C.J. Dolan even gave a little stare down there to the Indian Valley bench.
And now some pressure by John Glenn, but Indian Valley breaks it with the dribble, and they throw it away. So John Glenn surprises them with the three-quarter court pressure. Indian Valley too much of a hurry. Turnover back to John Glenn, down 2.
Yeah, a little bit of too much mustard on that hot dog. About took off the Gatorade over there.
Steele Bates crosses the timeline. 5 minutes to go. Second quarter. Dolan back to Bates. Bates swings. Braden Davis back to Bates. Ricker Williams pokes at it, but Bates keeps control. And he will catch another screen. Dolan with another three, in and out. Rebounded around, knocked out of bounds. It stays with John Glenn.
Yeah, Luke Wells got a hand on that ball, but couldn't quite corral it back to him as it goes out of bounds. John Glenn basketball.
22-20, Indian Valley with the lead. 4:43 to go here in the second quarter. Steele Bates, Riker Williams on him. Back to the Muskies, Stom, and Bates now gets it on the drive. Inside Davis up off glass, misses the shot, rebounded off to Indian Valley. Luke Wells ahead to Landon McPeak. He crosses the timeline. Left-handed dribble, goes all the way inside, and then kicks back out. Riker Williams has it. He will swing it around. Williams plays the point, and they swing it back to Landon McPeak. McPeak looks for the bench, some instructions. Nearly a steal by Bates. John Glenn really D'ing it up. They get the ball on the inside. Colt James scores the layup.
Nice backdoor action there for Colt James. Gets a nice layup off the glass.
Bates back the other way. He has it. Dolan has it. 24-20, Indian Valley over John Glenn. Back on top, Briggs. Dolan thinks about the three. Between the legs. Drive to the basket. Shot up, in and out. Rebounded off to Indian Valley. Here they come on the run. It's Riker Williams. He's fouled. Scores the basket.
Talk about a circus shot. I don't know if that does it justice as he's getting fouled. Scoops it with both hands, somehow gets it to roll in as he's going to go and try to finish the three-point play.
He is a very strong young man. It's going to be a 30-second break. It gives us a chance to look at our sponsors. West 40 Auto Sales, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, People's Bank, State Farm, Allen Hunter, Spectrum Sales, Wakefield Dental, Surgeon Construction, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, and Valentine Insurance. The Lock 9 Pizza Player of the Game will be from John Glenn, and the Bradley Lending Team with First Ohio Home Finance has been the scoreboard updates all season. So Zach, John Glenn down 6, largest lead of the game for Indian Valley.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I think they're kind of on their heels a little bit, kind of caught a little bit off guard here by the pace of play by the Braves tonight. Their transition and fast break offense has just been great, and John Glenn kind of making some unforced errors here, things that we haven't seen them do so far in this playoff run. Need to kind of get their head screwed back on right here and get going here before halftime.
Riker Williams trying to complete the three-point play. He does. He has 15 points, 27-20, Indian Valley. 3:20 to go here in the second quarter. Bates, left-handed dribble, back on top. C.J. Dolan has it. Dolan tries to get room. Left-handed dribble, loses it, knocked around. Ball back to Indian Valley. They're very strong, very active both on the ball and their help defense, are these Braves.
Yeah, and you can see the body language changing for John Glenn here. C.J. Dolan especially frustrated with himself after that turnover.
Riker Williams needs some help, gets it from Colt James. James dribbles, right-handed, on top back to Landon McPeak. 7-point lead for Indian Valley, and then a foul called on Andrew Galob. That will be his first, team's fourth. So Indian Valley will be shooting here probably in the last couple of minutes of the first half, if this pace keeps up. On top, Riker Williams, he swings it around. He has it on the top. Goes back to Landon McPeak. McPeak, John Glenn in the man-to-man, right-handed dribble. Dribbles to the right side, gets the high ball screen, kicks it around, and then the ball back in the hands of Indian Valley and Riker Williams. Great look inside. That's Colt James. This Riker Williams, pretty good player, Zach.
Yeah, Colt James finding himself in the right place at the right time, wide open there. Great ball movement, unselfish play.
Bates drives, jump stop, not there. Tries to force the shot, missed it, but he draws the foul. He'll go to the line, Steele Bates.
And Steele Bates, a great free throw shooter here. So he goes to try and knock two down. Yeah, really had to work to get to the line on that one.
Personal foul goes on Roberto Batania. And Bates, leading scorer for John Glenn this evening. He has 7, make it 8. John Glenn needed that one. 29-21, they trail. Now, he makes them both, Zach. I'm thinking they probably set up that press again, three-quarter court.
Yeah, most likely.
Second free throw, got it.
And sure enough, here it is.
Ball inside. And the dribble coming for Landon McPeak. No trouble for Indian Valley. McPeak going to go to the corner, then swing it around. Williams loses the basketball. Stolen away by Andrew Glob. Glob ahead to Braden Davis. Foul call. It's going to be 2 shots for Davis. I tell you what, he looked like a freight train coming through. I'd get out of his way too.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not getting in the middle of that one.
Foul called on Matania. That's his second, and a couple of free throws coming for Braden Davis. Davis got the first one. He had an early 3, but has not scored since. He now has 4 after that made free throw. Re-entering for Indian Valley is Luke Wells and Jackson Murphy, and one more free throw coming for Davis. Got them both.
And as you said, had that early 3 there for Braden Davis, but he's been out on the perimeter for most of this first half, so interested to see what Coach Scheck does with that going forward.
With the basketball, Landon McPeak, C.J. Dolan on him. Muskies down 5, Indian Valley with the ball. Nowhere to go. Dolan nearly a steal, but then driving and a kick inside, and then back to the corner. Shot on the way for 3 is missed. Rebounded to Glob. A run out for Braden Davis. Davis, foul called, and a block. He'll go back to the line for a couple more. Landon McPeak on the foul.
Looks like Braden Davis coming up a little uncomfortably there. Winston a little bit came down on his hip, maybe his ankle, kind of gingerly on that right leg there.
Yeah, Braden Davis, a little cherry picking action as he gets down the floor, but sprinting back was McPeak, but McPeak catches the foul. Front iron for Braden on the first one. He gets one more. Riker Williams back into the game. He replaces Colt James. So Williams took about a minute break in the first quarter. Looks like he took about a minute here in the second. Second free throw, got it. 6 points for Davis. And Landon McPeak with the basketball. Andrew Glob on him. A couple of number 4s going at it. That's McPeak on the left side. Looks for the screen, not there. Ball back on top, they swing it around. Williams in the corner. Long 3, Indian Valley's good.
Right in Braden Davis's face. That was quite the confident shot.
Deegan Bieber with his first points. Back comes Steele Bates. Bates swings around to Nikolazakis. He holds. Thinks about the drive, then he does, loses it. Tipped around, saved by Bates. Bates drives baseline. Riker Williams on the foul, no call. Back to Dolan inside to Bates, they score it.
That was a chaotic capital C.
That was an adventure there. 32-27, Indian Valley, under a minute to go here in the second quarter. McPeak, nowhere to go. Brings it back out with the dribble. Over to Luke Wells. He holds. Braden Davis out on him. Wells tries to take Davis. Ball swatted away, but then retrieved back by Indian Valley. To the corner. They look inside. Nothing happening. They will bring it back out with 26 seconds to go here in the first quarter. With the ball is Landon McPeak. C.J. Dolan on him. Back to Riker Williams. Dolan bodies him up. No call. Williams kicks back around down to 12 seconds to go. Oh, and they throw it away. So Indian Valley trying to play for the final shot, and they play with fire. They get burned. Cooper Briggs checks in for the last 11 seconds to go for the Muskies.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there as Jackson Murphy thought that Dagan Bieber was going to be down there in the corner. He was not ready for that pass as it sails into the crowd.
So the Muskies could really use a basket here, down 5, and Bates has it to Dolan. Back to Bates. Looks like he's going to try and launch. Nope. Yep, finally off the iron, not there. All right, what an exciting first half as John Glenn down 32-27. And Zach, the pace for both teams has just been up and down, up and down. A lot of bodies crashing on the floor. Very physical game, but the officials, to their credit, have done a great job. They've called the obvious fouls, some of the stuff they've let go. Good job officiating. Great job, both teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how I like to see it played here. I'm anxious to see how it continues here into the second half, and if they can keep up this physicality, there's going to be a lot of action coming here our way in the third and fourth quarter.
All right, we're going to step aside back to the studio for a moment or two. When we come back, we'll have halftime numbers and other kinds of information. So stay with us at the half. It is Indian Valley 32 and John Glenn 27. Back in a minute or two.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops. Now here's your host, Eric Reeser.
In February of last year, the Ohio High School Athletic Association announced they would be expanding postseason divisions for girls and boys basketball. That change went into effect this school year, and basketball postseason tournaments in 2025 will have 7 divisions compared to 4 in previous seasons. The OHSAA cited competitive balance as the reason for the expansion. Schools with smaller populations should be playing in postseason tournaments against schools with similar numbers. Brendan Connolly covers high school sports for the Cincinnati Enquirer. He'll join me next to discuss that expansion, as well as some Cincinnati area girls basketball teams we should be looking out for to make a run to Dayton in March. That's next. This is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops.
In Ohio, public education matters. And every day, Ohio's public school educators use their united voice to advocate for the supports and resources our public schools need so every child thrives. No exceptions. I'm Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro, and on behalf of our 120,000 members, OEA is proud to sponsor tonight's game. Because great public schools are a winning playbook for Ohio, and Ohio is stronger when we stand together to cheer for our students' success.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor, or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
This is ONN.
I'm Eric Reeser. Brendan Connolly is my guest. He covers high school sports for the Cincinnati Enquirer. This year, the Ohio High School Athletic Association will award 3 more state championships in high school hoops. This is the first year with 7 tournament divisions. That's up from 4 last season. Competitive balance was the reason for the expansion. I asked Brendan if he expects a more competitive postseason for girls high school basketball.
I absolutely expect it to be more competitive. I've gone to a couple girls basketball games this week, and, just seeing the number of teams that really any region and district can send to the state tournament, obviously it's going to increase going from 16 teams to 28 teams at the state tournament. But also, I think the main thing that I notice is down here in Southwest Ohio, especially in Division I, we could send 2 representatives, one from Region 3 and one from Region 4. So I really think that makes for an interesting dynamic, especially when you get into regional and state tournament play.
I also asked Brendan which girls basketball teams in Division I could make a run from Cincinnati to Dayton.
Southwest Ohio in Division I is kind of split into Region 3 and Region 4 there. I think Mason will certainly have an interesting path once they get into the regionals. They could face either Springboro, who has really gotten it rolling this season, or out of one of those central districts, they could face Upper Arlington, who is, again, one of the top teams in the state. And then looking at Region 4, I think that's especially interesting because you take Fairmont out of the Dayton area and place them with a bunch of these Cincinnati area teams. Fairmont's had an incredible season. They went 20-2 in the regular season, beat Springboro twice to win the Greater Western Ohio Conference, and now, they could go up against Princeton, Mount Notre Dame, a Milford out of the Eastern Cincinnati Conference had an incredible regular season. So I do want to see Mason and Springboro rematch in that Region 3 final. They gave us an incredible regional semifinal last year that Springboro won 71-64. But down in Region 4, I am prognosticating Fairmont and Mount Notre Dame to be in that regional final, and those will be 2 contenders for the state tournament.
In Division II, Winton Woods went 22-0 in the regular season. I asked Brendan just how hard perfection is in the regular season and how far he expects the Warriors to run.
Yeah, Winton Woods going 22-0 in the regular season was nothing short of incredible. When you factor in, it was a very deep top half of the Eastern Cincinnati Conference. I mentioned Milford, and then you throw in West Claremont and Walnut Hills. And then the Warriors, they faced Westerville South and Pickering Central and Lakota East to start the regular season. In their 5th game, they played Example Academy, which is a very good prep school out of Illinois. But having seen what these Warriors have done this season, I got the chance to talk to Carlton Gray about midway through, and they're very low-key. They don't make a whole lot of noise. I don't think they want to make a whole lot of noise. They just keep chugging along and winning one game at a time.
My thanks to Brendan Connolly for his time. He covers high school sports for the Cincinnati Enquirer. I'm Eric Reeser, and this has been the Ohio Education Association tonight in High School Hoops.
Halftime, Cambridge High School, where at the break it is Indian Valley 32 and John Glenn 27. At the end of the first quarter, John Glenn led 16-13, but then the Braves, or I should say Indian Valley led up the first quarter 16-13 and then outscored John Glenn 16-14 to grab the 5-point lead, Zach, for the Braves.
Yeah, this has been a great game, very physical, high pace, as we knew it probably would be in pregame, but can't really stress it enough how impressed I am by this Indian Valley Braves basketball team. The way that they've handled the defense here from John Glenn, and the press really hasn't tripped them up any. They're playing smart, playing with their heads, and that's the reason they have this lead right now. And John Glenn can't stop shooting themselves in the foot, it seems. Seen a lot of frustration in the body language on some of the players too as well. So I'm hoping that Coach Scheck got in there, got them turned around, and we'll see what they come out with here in the second half.
Absolutely. John Glenn was led in the first half by Steele Bates with the 11. For Braden Davis, he had 6, and C.J. Dolan had 7. For the Braves, Riker Williams led all scorers with 15. 6 for Luke Wells, 6 for Colt James. One of the things, too, for Indian Valley, they actually missed a lot of inside shots early.
Yeah, they did.
Had they made some of those, John Glenn could actually be down more than the 5 that they are. So Muskies with some work to do. The press somewhat effective for John Glenn, but what I saw from Indian Valley, Zach, is they're not worried about that press. They want to fly up and down the floor. They are literally sending a release guy on the shot, and it's paid off for them.
Yeah, they've been beating John Glenn back in transition almost every time up and down the floor. It's been a good plan for them. They've gotten a lot of fast break points and stuff like that, especially off some of those turnovers that I talked about earlier there in the first half for John Glenn. And it's just one of those things that if they're going to run and gun like that, and John Glenn's going to leave the ball out there for them to tip it away, take it down, it's gonna be a long, long night for the Muskies.
Well, let's hope it doesn't turn out that way. Let's talk about Braden Davis for a second. He had an early 3. He operated most of that first half out on the perimeter. He's got 4 free throw opportunities on 2 late runouts for him. But do you look for John Glenn maybe to try and post him back inside?
I would think so. I mean, I know that they're running this high ball screen here for Steele Bates and C.J. Dolan, whoever the current ball handler is in the moment. But they're running a lot of that right up there, up here, up the top. But they haven't really had any luck getting the ball down into him off the roll. If anything, he's popping back out, and that's where he got his 3 opportunity there in the first quarter. But since has been silent. And with the exception of getting to the free throw line, like you said, he's kind of been a non-factor on the offensive side of the ball for John Glenn tonight, and that's not something that we're used to seeing out of Braden, especially last week against Philo. I mean, 28 and 10, he was all over the place, but he was running that baseline most of the game, and I think that that's maybe something they should look to do here in the second half.
I'm thinking if they don't put him on the baseline, at least at the mid-post area,
right,
let him catch. That would require Indian Valley, if they do post him mid-block area, that would require Indian Valley to do a double team, which would allow him that kick out. And I would guess that either Dolan or Bates would be the entry for that mid-post, and then on that entry with the double by Indian Valley, he'll kick back out, and they should have an opportunity for a 3.
Right, and even if that's not quite there and the defense gets around, you're going to pull them out of position after that. As long as you can swing the ball around on the outside, you will find an open shooter there. But yeah, I look for something like that to happen here in the second half. I'm not used to seeing Braden Davis all the way out here on the 3-point line for the entire half.
John Glenn will open the second half with Cooper Briggs, C.J. Dolan, Will Nikolazakis, Braden Davis, and Steele Bates. For the Braves, it will be Riker Williams, Deegan Bieber, Luke Wells, Landon McPeak, and Jackson Murphy, the original starting lineups for both teams. Indian Valley will have the basketball. John Glenn will be in the man-to-man. Williams on the inbounds, nearly a steal by Briggs, but across the timeline comes Murphy, and he goes back on top. John Glenn, man-to-man. Indian Valley, high ball screen from Williams, double teamed. Ball back on top, they swing it around, and then a wide open 3, but rejected by Dolan, stolen back by Riker Williams. Oh, then a great look inside.
Starting early here on the inside for Indian Valley.
Yeah, John Glenn lost contain on the backside, and Indian Valley makes them pay. Riker Williams, hands all over Steele Bates. Bates gets the screen, swings it around back to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis. Cheapy called on the floor. I think that's going to go against Indian Valley, pardon me.
That's going to be
on
Luke
Wells' second. So Indian Valley will have their first of the third quarter. Cooper Briggs, C.J. Dolan has it, guarded by Deegan Bieber. High ball screen. C.J. nice look inside for Davis and scores the layup.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'd like to see out of Braden Davis. Get him in there, get him some momentum going.
Yeah, post him up at the midpoint area. Nice job by Coach Sheck and the gang. They swing it around to the corner. 3 ball on the way, good. That's Luke Wells, 37-29. John Glenn needs a basket, 6:45. Bates drive with the left hand. Davis now operating on the block. Back on top, Nikolazakis. Spin dribble, nowhere to go. Back on top, Bates. He is D'd up, gets the screen. Bates to the corner. Nikolazakis 3 ball off the iron, rebounded by Indian Valley. And here come the Braves up 8. Trouble time for John Glenn. They need to stop right here. Jackson Murphy back to Riker Williams. He will drive baseline, missed the shot, rebound up and in, and a foul call. Luke Wells, 3-point play opportunity coming, and suddenly it's a 10-point lead and a timeout called by Coach Sheck, 30.
Yeah, not exactly what John Glenn wanted to see coming out of the half here. Cooper Briggs just got absolutely blown by on that play, and then the defense had to shift over there, so you're going to get a foul called on there off that rebound as well. But yeah, like I said, not exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Sheck coming out of the halftime locker room.
7-2 run to start this third quarter for Indian Valley. 6:10 to go here in the third. They are up 39-29 are the Braves, and they will have a 3-point play opportunity for Luke Wells. Wells with the 11 points here in the game, looking for 12 at the line. John Glenn stays with the original starting lineup. That is Briggs, Dolan, Nikolazakis, Davis, and Bates. Riker Williams now switches to the inside rebounding position. And the free throw coming for Luke Wells. Free throw on the way is no good, but rebounded inside by Indian Valley. No foul called, and the ball back to C.J. Dolan and the gang. Down 10 are the Muskies. That's Dolan, drives, Euro step up, oh, in and out. Rebounded by Luke Wells. That hurt. Back comes Indian Valley. They are in the corner to the right side. They look, drive inside. Oh, nice looking pass. Shot up is no good by Wells. Rebounded off to Bates. Still down 10 of the Muskies. 5:30 to go in the third. Bates between the legs to Dolan. Dolan, wide open three. Oh, off the iron. Rebounded by Davis inside. He misses it. Rebounded off to Indian Valley.
Braden Davis is surrounded by a sea of blue jerseys on that one.
Well, ball back in the hands of Indian Valley. And that is Landon McPeak. The team's struggling a little bit here in the last minute. Riker Williams picks up the dribble, gets help from McPeak. McPeak, he'll shoot from 18, got it.
Yeah, nice shot there from McPeak. Able to get some space up to get the 18-footer to fall.
41-29, 4:50 to go. It's Bates. He thinks about the three. Back to Nikolazakis. He drives to the right. On the right wing. Holds it. Picks it up. Needs help. Nope, stolen away, but a foul called. I think they're going to get Indian Valley on a hold. And that's a break for John Glenn.
Most definitely is. You can hear the Indian Valley faithful not enjoying that call at all.
Deegan Bieber on the foul. Andrew Glob checks in for Will Nikolazakis. For John Glenn, Cooper Briggs also takes a seat for the Muskies. That's Ben Stom also in the lineup. That's Bates, spin dribble to the glass, score it. Nifty move by Steele Bates. 41-33, I believe, would be the score, or 41-31 for Indian Valley. They have the basketball. Landon McPeak. Bates D's him up. They look inside, and then the ball back on top for Colt James. Steele Bates bodies him up. James all the way to the basket, misses it. Bates on the rebound. He is tied up. Are they going to catch Riker Williams on a foul? I believe they are.
Yep.
So the whistles are a little bit more frequent.
Yeah, getting a little loosened up here.
Here in this third quarter. Third team foul on Indian Valley. They still lead by 10. Glob takes a seat and Cole Robinson checks in for the Muskies. Muskies down 10. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Riker Williams and Steele Bates battle it out. Williams on defense. Robinson with the ball back to Bates. Bates looks, thinks about the three, looks back door. Back on top, C.J. Dolan. Dolan, left-handed dribble. Back on top, Braden Davis. He will give to Robinson. Robinson nearly a steal by Williams. And Bates with the hold between the legs dribble. Thinks about the three again. Back on top, Dolan. Boy, Indian Valley really D's up.
Yeah, they are.
That's Dolan with the ball. He'll shoot the three. Got it. C.J. Dolan, big triple. He has 10. And John Glenn with the press. They will try to double across the timeline. Nope. They will just play straight man. And Riker Williams across court pass. Williams crossover dribble. He'll go all the way to the basket and score it.
Through the contact, hit every single part of the rim, but still goes down as we get a steal.
Stolen away by Indian Valley as Braden Davis was trying to run out. And they have it. Riker Williams double teamed to the corner, and then a drive, and then back on top. They swing it around, and another drive to the basket and score it for Colt James. And boy, they're just taking John Glenn to the rack.
Yes, they are. Just taking them apart piece by piece. Unselfish play as Steele Bates is going to cock a three.
He's
no
not
good.
there, and the rebound off to Roberto Matania. And here comes Indian Valley. Back they come up 45-34 are the Braves. Double team. Riker Williams gets it. He will shoot to three. Got it.
Not who I want to leave wide open beyond the perimeter there as we get a timeout.
Yep, John Glenn's going to take it. We'll run our sponsors down. West 40 Auto Sales, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, People's Bank, State Farm, Allen Hunter, Spectrum Sales, Wakefield Dental, Surgeon Construction, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, and Valentine Insurance. The Lockdown Pizza Player of the Game will be a Muskie, and the Bradley Lending Team with First Ohio Home Finance has brought you scoreboards all season. Zach, Indian Valley doing a lot of things right.
Yeah, I mean, as we just talked about there in the last possession for John Glenn, the defense has just been next level. I mean, taking so much time off the clock for John Glenn to even find a shot that they can think about attempting, let alone running their sets and getting anything, down low like we talked about. And it's just been lights out shooting as well from Indian Valley. I mean, I'm very impressed. Riker Williams, as I said, right before he hit that last three, it really sucked the air out of the gym, especially coming from the home side, the John Glenn side here. But, yeah, not who you want to leave alone. I've been very impressed by the way the Braves are playing tonight.
Yeah, Riker Williams has 20. One of the things I've noticed, too, is when Indian Valley has the ball and John Glenn's one-on-one, if there's no help, boy, this Indian Valley takes them right to the basket.
Yes, they do.
Steele Bates with the ball across the timeline. Muskies need a basket. That's Bates with Williams on him. Left-handed dribble. Bates double teamed on the baseline, back on top. And then Cole Robinson with the ball. Bates has it in the left corner. He drives baseline, tipped away, and last touched by Bates.
Yeah, and Steele Bates just trying to do it all himself right now. And needs some help from his teammates there. He's definitely frustrated on that turnover.
Looks a little fatigued also. Indian Valley with the basketball. That's Landon McPeak, double team. They throw long to Riker Williams. Williams across the timeline, double team. Gets the bounce pass. John Glenn double team again, all over the floor of the Muskies defensively. Indian Valley all the way to the basket. They missed the shot. Rebounded by Andrew Glob. Glob on the run to Braden Davis. Score it. Braden Davis has a basket. And Indian Valley back the other way. That is Riker Williams, double team, still going all the way to the basket. Ball swatted away. Riker Williams thought there was a foul somewhere in that, but ball last touched by John Glenn. 48-36, the Braves lead. They will inbound underneath their own basket with Landon McPeak. And what's he going to do? He's going to throw way out on top, and then a foul called on Nikolazakis. You know, that call, the official anticipated that push.
Yeah.
That probably is one that could have maybe not had, but nevertheless, it's on Nikolazakis, his first.
Yeah, anytime that you get up underneath a player that's in the air and you get into their landing zone, they're going to call that almost every time.
Inbounds for Indian Valley, stolen away by C.J. Dolan. Great job by C.J., scores the basket.
Yeah, he saw that pass coming from a mile away.
48-38, Muskies back within 10. There's the run and jump on the double. Help, they got across the timeout. Timeout by Coach Miller of 30 seconds. So John Glenn out of the previous timeout, Zach. I think Coach Sheck told the guys, hey, we're down. We just got to go all out. We just got to go out and play crazy in a control way. And I think that's what they've done. They have doubled. They have ran and jumped. They've sent some flyers down early. John Glenn doing a lot of things trying to get back into this one.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they have to do. I mean, they need that tenacity that they've had all year and all the way into this playoff run here. As they're down 10 here late in the third quarter, they need something to spark this team, and they need somebody else to step up, whether it be Braden Davis or C.J. Dolan, somebody. Steele Bates can't do this all on his own.
Muskies have Glob, Nikolazakis, Dolan, Bates, and Davis on the floor. Inbounds pass comes to Landon McPeak. He will go across the timeline with the left-handed dribble. And try to go back on top, swing it around. Riker Williams had a foul, no foul call.
Wow.
Andrew Glob just leveled Riker Williams, and official says, hey, it wasn't enough. But they did call it out of bounds off John Glenn. So Riker Williams will be the inbounder. He looks for some help. Gets it. Ooh, backcourt.
Yeah, that's backcourt.
Nice defensive pressure by John Glenn, and they can cut into this 10-point deficit.
Yeah, I'd like to see him run something here and bring it down to single digits. Maybe even do a 2-for-1, get a quick shot off here, and play great defense as they have been these past couple times down the floor.
Cooper Briggs on the floor. Steele Bates on the drive. Misses the shot. Here comes Indian Valley on the run. Riker Williams 2-on-1. Puts the shot up. Misses it. Rebounded to Braden Davis. Back to Nikolazakis. He speed dribbles up the floor. Loses it. Back to Indian Valley. Foul called on Dolan on the floor. That'll be CJ's second. And that's really kind of a break for John Glenn because it was going to be a driving layup.
Yeah, definitely. CJ Dolan saying, well, at least I'm going to foul you. At least you're going to have to try and earn it, but they're not in the bonus quite yet, so we're going to have an inbound here on the sideline.
24 seconds to go, third quarter. It's 48-38 Indian Valley. And John Glenn's going to have to get a stand here and hopefully be down by 10 or less here in the third quarter. Indian Valley takes their time. Between the legs dribble, Landon McPeak. He will drive, pick it up. They swing it around. Steal by John Glenn, but then stolen back by Riker Williams. He's fouled, and back comes Andrew Glob. He's fouled. Rebounded by Indian Valley. Bates shoots at the buzzer, not there.
Wow.
What a sequence. All right, we'll step aside. Fourth quarter coming up. Should be a good one.
Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a proud supporter of high school basketball. Contact one of the 42 agencies writing for Patrons Buckeye for a quote from your local insurance company covering Ohio. Whether you need coverage for your home, mobile home, seasonal home, garage, farm equipment, Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is located in Caldwell, Ohio, and can help. Visit our website at patronsbuckeye.com.
At People's Bank, we're more than just a bank. As a community bank, we are committed to where we work and live, giving back to the organizations you care about through sponsorships, donations, and volunteer hours. When you bank with People's, you're not just a client, you're part of a community of neighbors helping neighbors. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC. Visit us at pebo.com.
1 quarter to go with a chance to play in the district championship Friday night. We're at Cambridge High School. The Muskies down 48-38. Interesting, Zach. Indian Valley scored 16 in the first, 16 in the second, 16 in the third.
Well, hey, at least they're consistent.
Yeah. Dolan to Bates. Braden Davis on the floor, Cooper Briggs and Will Nikolazakis. Bounce pass to the high post. Dolan back to the basket, now makes a reverse pivot on top to Briggs. Swing it back to Dolan. He drives inside, back to Nikolazakis. He makes a great pass inside. Boy, there's that Riker Williams stepping in the passing lane. And then a bounce pass is kicked around, and it's back to Will Nikolazakis. So John Glenn with another opportunity. Nikolazakis all the way, fouled on the floor, and it's going to go against Indian Valley.
It's going to be the third foul there for Luke Wells on the night.
He has 11 points in the game. Long ball on the inbounds play, no good. Rebounded by Steele Bates. Braden Davis back to C.J. Dolan. Dolan thinks about the three, picks it up. Back on top, Cooper Briggs. Briggs drives. Davis holds. Back to Dolan. To the corner. Nikolazakis holds. Left-handed dribble. Shoots a three. Back iron. Rebounded Riker Williams. 7 minutes to go, fourth quarter. 48-38. John Glenn had an opportunity. And with the basketball, Landon McPeak. Nikolazakis fouls him.
Yep, got caught with his hand there on his hip, lower rib area there as he was out of position. So they're going to call that one, and that's going to be number 3 on Dolan.
Glob will replace Briggs for the Muskies. Inbounding will be Jackson Murphy. Stolen away by Glob, but stolen back by McPeak to the corner. Shot is rejected, but saved by Indian Valley. Stolen back away.
Wow.
And then a 3-ball coming for the Braves. Got it. That's Luke Wells. Back the other way. Saved by Indian Valley as John Glenn tried another run out. 51-38 in favor of Indian Valley. And boy, their fans in student section making a lot of noise. Holding Jackson Murphy. Murphy and McPeak play catch. McPeak with Nikolazakis on him. Back Riker Williams comes, he's fouled.
Another foul on Nikolazakis.
That's his third.
And also wanted a correction on the last foul. CJ Dolan, I said he had 3, he only has 2.
Right, yeah, Nikolazakis now has 3.
Right.
Briggs will check in for the Muskies. Taking a seat will be Nikolazakis. Inbounds for Indian Valley will be Jackson Murphy. John Glenn, pressure on the ball, that's Briggs. And what are we getting? We're getting some of the coaches on Indian Valley trying to get some subs in correctly. Okay, so Indian Valley now has 5 guys on the floor.
It's always a good start.
All right, that is Jackson Murphy with the ball on the inbounds, right in front of his bench. Looks, gets it in and tapped away by Braden Davis.
We'll try this one more time. Just scoot it on down the line a little bit.
No scoring here in this fourth quarter. Or no, I should say a 3-point basket for the Braves. That was Wells. So only 3 points here in this fourth quarter. 51-38. Indian Valley holds. They are on top. Dolan, double team with Bates. Over to Riker Williams, double teamed again. And it's either going to be Glob or Dolan. Well, the strategy for John Glenn is, I think it's going to be Dolan's third. I think, Zach, the strategy is we've got to take some chances and hope they miss free throws because they've got some coming up.
Yeah, most definitely. And this press and all the attention on the ball handler has not really helped them a whole lot. Great ball handling here by Indian Valley.
They have the basketball in control is Colt James. Andrew Glob on him. Goes by him. Goes all the way to the basket. Misses the shot. Rebound on the floor to Dolan. He's hammered. And I think that's going to go in Riker Williams. If that is, that would be Williams' second.
Wasn't sure if they were calling the foul or just out of bounds there.
Yeah, I think they called up. They didn't call it on Williams, so just out of bounds. 5:40 to go, 51-38. John Glenn needs a basket. They have been able to answer, but now down 11, or 13 rather. That's Bates to the foul line. Back to Davis, back to Bates. To Briggs, back to Bates in the corner. Drives baseline, sealed off, spins around, gets into Davis, loses the basketball, and it stays with John Glenn.
Yeah, found Braden Davis down there underneath the basket running that baseline like he did last weekend against Philo. Couldn't quite find him though.
Inbounds pass, 3-ball on the way, off the back iron by Dolan, retrieved by Davis. He'll look inside for Nikolazakis, loses it, stolen away by Riker Williams. Williams splits 4 guys and then is finally fouled by Steele Bates.
Yeah, I think you could have called that multiple times for Williams there as he was trying to bring the ball up court, get slapped left and right.
Yeah, these guys are going to shoot a lot of free throws. 5:06 to go here in the fourth quarter. That's John Glenn's 4th team foul here in the fourth. Braden Davis takes his seat for a little bit of a rest. Cole Robinson comes in for him. Inbounds for the Braves is Deegan Bieber. Big crowd on hand. It's been vocal both ways. And with the basketball for the Braves is Landon McPeak. He's doubled, gets over, gets some help. Back to Riker Williams. He drives all the way to the basket and scores.
Yep, another layup for Riker Williams. He's made his living down there in the paint.
He's so strong. Long ball on the way for the Muskies. Air ball by Robinson. Rebounded to Luke Wells. Wells back to Landon McPeak, and it is getting away from the Muskies. They go back to Williams. He's doubled. Looks around patiently and is fouled. That's going to be Dolan's fourth. And Riker Williams should go to the line for a couple.
Boy, awful quiet on that other side of the gymnasium right now. John Glenn faithful holding their breath, hoping that they can get some sort of a run started as we have a timeout.
All right, Zach, 53-38. We'll keep it right here in favor of Indian Valley. And they have held John Glenn scoreless here in this fourth quarter. The John Glenn team has gone from total scramble defensively and just throw it up and see what we can get offensively.
Yeah, pretty much it. And that's just desperation at this point. You know, they got to keep their heads on their shoulders, keep their wits about them. This game isn't quite over, but with every tick of that clock, it's running out real quick.
Yeah, Riker Williams, 22 points for the Braves. And, you know, he's so impressive.
Very.
I believe he is just a sophomore, is Riker Williams. Let me double check. Riker Williams is a sophomore, so that guy, I'll tell you something else. He's got to be a football player.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
You know, they had a great team. I think they won the state championship at Indian Valley, and I'm sure he was probably part of it. A guy by the name of Grady Kinsey for the Braves had about 17,000 yards rushing.
I've been impressed with the way he can handle the ball. I mean, he keeps that thing on a string, and the way he splits defenders, it's impressive, amazing to watch.
Very strong. First free throw, in and out. One more coming. One of two on the line now for Riker Williams. Second one. Got it. 54-38 in favor of Indian Valley. 4:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. That's Bates driving all the way to the baseline. Tries to spin his way around. Goes to Cole Robinson, back to Bates. Riker Williams D's him up. Bates gets the screen. Davis and Williams collide. Dolan on the shot. We'll go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, they're going to call that one obviously on the shot, so he's going to go to the line for three. That's also on number 3, Deegan Bieber.
And it's his third.
Hey, look at that. Three's all over the place.
Yeah. Nope, they're going to give him 2.
Going to give him 2, okay.
12 points for Dolan, make it 13. And one more coming. 54-39. Muskies trailing by 15. Second one, in and out. They do give him 3.
They're going to give it 3, okay. I thought so.
All righty. That's what we get for listening to the PA guy. One more coming for C.J. Dolan.
If he can hit this one, he'll take himself as the leading scorer for John Glenn tonight.
We'll make it, what, 14?
Yep.
All right, Dolan's third free throw. Got it.
Going to have another sub. Looks like WILE is going to come back in for C.J. Dolan.
I don't think Dolan will be out very long.
No.
Maybe a minute at the most.
Splash,
catch some water and that's it. Yep. John Glenn going to press full court, and they have the basketball. Do the Braves with Landon McPeak. Here comes the double with Bates and Glob. They get help from Riker Williams. He crosses the timeline, goes to the corner. 3 ball on the way, in and out for Bieber. Rebounded on the floor, and then a foul called on Indian Valley. And that's Bieber, it's number 4. Yep, they're going to call it on Williams.
And just as you said, Howard, C.J. Dolan back into the game.
Yeah, get his drink, and hey, C.J., we need you, buddy. Get back out there.
Most definitely.
Steele Bates crosses the timeline. Back on top, Dolan to Bates. Thinks about the 3. Drives baseline. Bodied up by Williams. C.J. Dolan fouled, no call. Ball on the floor, picked up by Indian Valley. John Glenn all over the floor. They get it across the timeline. It's Riker Williams. Williams double teamed, gets over to the top, and with the ball is Jackson Murphy. He is double teamed. Riker Williams double teamed. Somebody's going to be open down low, I can tell you that. John Glenn just double and triple teamed all over the floor. And then Indian Valley back to the corner. They swing it out to Riker Williams. Williams back. Another wide open player for Indian Valley. They can score anytime they want. That's Riker Williams back on top with the ball. Landon McPeak, and he's fouled by Cooper Briggs.
Looks like we got we noticed this in pregame there. There's where they put the volleyball net in, the cover there for the stand. Looks like it came out there. A helpful fan came out and popped it back in real quick.
There we go. All right, a couple of free throws coming for Landon McPeak. He has 2 points in the game. First one on the way, back iron. 54-40, 2:50 to go. Luke Wells returns for Indian Valley. And one more free throw coming for Landon McPeak. Winner of this game plays Friday night against the winner of Maysville East Liverpool. And across the way, we start to see some fans going home early.
Headed for the exits.
Second free throw good by McPeak, 55-40 in favor of Indian Valley. That's Steele Bates. Bates all the way to the basket, missed the shot. Rebounded by Braden Davis. He's hammered, no call. Stolen away by Nicholas Akis, and he is fouled by Jackson Murphy.
Going to bring it all the way down here to the other end for some free throws.
And that's Nicholas Akis' fourth. And all the way, as Zach mentioned, walking the long walk down is Jackson Murphy. A couple of free throws coming for Murphy.
I'd say get used to seeing this. This is going to be the rest of the game right here.
Oh, yeah. First one.
Nope. No good.
All right, one more coming. 15-point deficit for the Muskies. They need every possession to count from this point on. Second one by Murphy. Got it. He has 3. Quickly comes Steele Bates in the gang. Bates between the legs dribble. Picked up by Riker Williams. Back to Braden Davis. Dale Davis. Oh, he's going to catch a block going against Indian Valley's Colt James. I don't think he's going to be shooting because he was backing his way in. 56-40 in favor of Indian Valley.
That was a close one.
Yeah, John Glenn will run a 1-4 baseline offense. Bates lob pass to Dolan. Dolan, nice pass inside to Bates, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
It really baited Riker into that one, getting him up off of his feet, and then going back up again as he's all the way up in midair there. That's going to get called every time. Sending Steele Bates to the line for 2.
He has 13 in the game. First one, got it. 3 of 3 from the stripe. Substitutions for John Glenn would be Glob and Stom. Nicholas Akis takes a seat. Also, Dolan takes a seat for the Muskies, and one more free throw coming for Bates. Got them both. This will give John Glenn an opportunity to pressure the basketball. Riker Williams will be the inbounder. Goes back on the reversal to Landon McPeak. He's double teamed, needs some help, and he'll throw long. And with the basketball, Indian Valley on the press offense does a really good job. Glob with the foul, and more free throws coming for Indian Valley. That's Colt James with a couple more coming. He has 8. 56-42 in favor of Indian Valley. And, you know, at some point you wonder, too, for John Glenn, Zach, when do you quit fouling?
Yeah, I mean, I think in this situation right now, I have a feeling we're going to see this until there's triple zeros.
Okay.
I don't see Coach Sheck is gonna stop or you know, wave the white flag, even though they're down right now by 15. Make it 16.
Yeah, 58-42 with 2:10 to go here in the basketball game. Steele Bates, he'll take the 3. Got it. Steele Bates, 58-45. Needed that. Here comes Riker Williams. Crosses the timeline. Triple teamed. Looks helped and draws the foul. It's going to be on Briggs. Briggs will have his 3rd. Riker Williams marches to the line for a couple of free throws. 58-45, under 2 minutes to go here in this one, looking more and more like Indian Valley will be battling the winner of Maysville East Liverpool. First free throw on the way for Williams is good.
Riker Williams adding to his great night here.
Yeah, he has 24, yeah. One more coming for Riker Williams. Second one on the way, good. 60-45 in favor of Indian Valley. C.J. Dolan slips and then goes back to steal Bates. Bates will shoot the three off the iron, rebounded inside, and a foul called. I think it's going to go on Indian Valley, and I think now the officials will probably have to tighten things up, Zach, as a lot of desperation on the floor for the Muskies.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure we're gonna hear even more whistles here as everything's getting thrown at the wall to see what'll stick.
Colt James with the foul. Braden Davis to the line for 2 shots. He has 10 in the game. Make it 11. 60-46. Glob and Stom enter for John Glenn. And Dolan takes a seat, as does Nikolazakis. Dolan with the 4 fouls, so he can't be a guy who fouls.
Right.
Davis makes both free throws. 60-47. Riker Williams will be the inbounder. Triple team and then gets help from McPeak. McPeak trips with the dribble, and what? A timeout called by the Braves. Let's take a look at our great list of sponsors. West 40 Auto Sales, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, People's Bank, State Farm Allen Hunter, Spectrum Sales, Wakefield Dental, Surgeon Construction, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Valentine Insurance. Lock 9 Pizza Player of the Game from John Glenn, and the Bradley Lending Team with First Ohio Home Finance has brought you updates all year.
We've got an update from who's going to end up playing the winner of this game. Maysville up 71-54 over East Liverpool with 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. So Maysville is going to make their way to the next round.
And, you know, we don't want to call this one yet, Zach, but with 136 and a 13-point deficit and the fans leaving, I'd say John Glenn has had a great year.
Yeah, most definitely, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to get your head down on. This is a very great basketball team here for Indian Valley, and they came to play tonight.
All right, inbounds pass will be to Indian Valley. The inbounder will be Jackson Murphy. And look for Riker Williams at some point to get his hands on the ball. Double team by John Glenn. There's the ball to Williams. Williams splits the double team and goes back over to Murphy. Murphy goes across the corner. They swing it back around. And it looks like trying to play keep away. Oh, stolen away by Steele Bates. Bates fouled. He should go to the line for a couple. Well, Indian Valley got a little sloppy that time, just trying to run out the clock. That's Landon McPeak's second, and Steele Bates to the line for 2 free throws. By the way, most of this John Glenn lineup will be back next year. They will be heard from. First one on the way by Bates, got it.
12-point ball game here, 117 left in the fourth. See if they have anything left in the tank.
And 19 for Bates, make it 20. So Steele Bates has done his part. Riker Williams will be the inbounder with 1:17 to go. He's going to throw a football long pass, and Braden Davis playing center field out there tips it away. So the ball will be in the hands of the Braves.
That's one way to get the ball in all the way to the other basket. Just heave it down there. Somebody's open.
Yeah, I wonder if he was the quarterback. That's a pretty good pass. All right, so inbounds pass stolen away by Briggs, but he steps on the sideline. Ball back to Indian Valley. Man, nobody on the Indian Valley side has left this gym. They are excited. They're going to be matching up with the Maysville Panthers. That'll be a great game.
Yes, it will.
Inbounds pass for Indian Valley. Double teamed by Bates, and Glob stolen away. Layup by Glob is good.
All righty.
Glob, 60-51. And Indian Valley. They get the ball in, they get it back to Williams. Williams chased around, picks it up, triple team, double teamed, and fouled. It's going to be Steele Bates with his fourth, and Williams will march back to the line. So they have Nikolazakis, Bates, and Dolan all with 4 fouls. And Riker Williams in this fourth quarter is 3 of 4 free throw shooting. One more coming. First one, back iron. One more.
Going to get some substitutions. Nikolazakis and C.J. Dolan will come back into the game.
Trading offense for defense.
Exactly.
And one more coming for Riker Williams. Second one. Got it. Indian Valley will fall back in the half-court man-to-man. Under a minute to go. Steele Bates drives, kicks out. Dolan thinks about it. Goes to Nikolazakis, back to Bates. He'll take a contested 3, in and out. Rebound on the floor. It's Indian Valley, and Riker Williams with 30 seconds to go will just try to dribble things out. And let's see, a foul called on Cooper Briggs. That's his fourth, yep. And Riker Williams with another couple of free throws. So 26 seconds to go, Zach. I know you mentioned about the white flag. I'm not sure I'd foul anymore at this point if you're John Glenn.
No, I mean, I wouldn't either, but I also understand.
Sure.
Going down with the ship, you know?
Absolutely. Williams' first free throw, got it. And
it's 27 on the night for him.
Yeah. Second one about to be launched. Got them both. 63-51. C.J. Dolan. He'll launch off the iron. Rebounded, knocked around, saved by Indian Valley, but then knocked about by John Glenn with 18 seconds to go. And the Muskies look to the sideline. Ball in to, whoa, they throw it away. So John Glenn will have the basketball back.
Yeah, they were looking to the sideline for probably exactly what we were just talking about, trying to get their marching orders. Coach, you still want us to foul him here? What are you thinking?
So John Glenn with the basketball back. That is Steele Bates. He'll shoot a 3. Got it.
Very nice shot.
And a bang by Steele Bates, and then a timeout by John Glenn. So it's 63-54 in favor of Indian Valley, Zach. And what would the strategy be here?
Well, I think you're going to see a lot. You're going to continue to see the keep away strategy here from Indian Valley, but it's going to be a whole lot more of the same unless John Glenn can come out here and get a quick steal early on with only 11 seconds on the board or on the clock. You're going to get a quick foul if you can't poke it away off the initial pass on the inbound. But it's got to be quick, and they've got to get down there and score quick as well.
All right, so 11 seconds to go, and John Glenn down 63-54. They will come out of the timeout, and again, John Glenn may choose to foul. Well, that would certainly help Indian Valley the way they've shot free throws.
Yeah, if you can really eat like that at the line, that's going to help you no matter what phase of the game or how serious is the game, whether we play off regular season or just a pickup game in the front yard. But anytime you can get to the line the way that they have and take advantage of it, you're going to have a good night. So it looks like we're going to have Riker Williams is going to be the inbound man here underneath the basket. Everybody running deep. Riker inbounds it, and he's going to be fouled immediately. That is Glob with his third foul of the night, and it's going to send Landon McPeak to the line.
Back to the line. So McPeak is 1 of 2 from the line. He'll have a couple more. So John Glenn will have another opportunity to launch one at the buzzer. By the way, if he makes one of these, they will have 16 points all 4 quarters.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
What's the chances? They made the first one. Give them a peek. So, again, 64-54 with 10 seconds to go, and McPeak with one more free throw.
Looks like Indian Valley is going to empty the bench.
They will return at a site to be determined on Friday night, so a well-earned victory for Indian Valley and a tough one for John Glenn. Hey, the Muskies ran into a buzzsaw, Zach.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of young guys, a lot of guys that are going to be seniors next year. They're gonna keep this chip on their shoulder and come back hungry for it.
He makes the free throw.
So much for the 16s across the board.
All right, 10 seconds to go. It's 65-54. Looks like Steele Bates will try to get one more launch. He will go. He'll kick it to the corner and throw it away. So he tries to go to Nikolazakis. 65-54, and I'm saying at this point, fellas, don't foul. Yep,
yeah.
Indian Valley will try to dribble it out, and they do. That's going to end. The final score is going to be 65-54. So Indian Valley will march on to the district finals Friday night. And a difficult loss for John Glenn. Came in with a lot of momentum on their side and just couldn't do it. And once they fell behind, Indian Valley, Zach, just kept going and going and going.
Yeah, they really did, and they kept the pedal to the metal, as they say, and Indian Valley did not give them a chance to get back in this game. They brought it down to single digits a couple times, but for the most part, stayed at a consistent double-digit lead. As you said, Howard, the final 65-54. Braves going to move on to play Maysville next week at a site, as you said, to be determined. All right, well, we're going to throw to break here. We'll be back with post-game report, and we will see you in just a few.
At People's Bank, we're more than just a bank. As a community bank, we are committed to where we work and live, giving back to the organizations you care about through sponsorships, donations, and volunteer hours. When you bank with People's, you're not just a client. You're part of a community of neighbors helping neighbors. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC. Visit us at pebo.com.
Spectrum Sales, 1927 East Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge, is your one-stop metal shop. They feature heat-formed metal provided by North Star Metals, as well as vinyl siding and other products from MRV Supply. Now offering a new pattern of metal board and batten, which is becoming a much sought-after item in the barn-dominium home production, as well as being an alternative to vinyl siding for those who just want a new look with an old-style feel. They have a spectrum of colors available to choose from. Stop by and visit their shop or give them a call, 740-432-4484. They'd be honored to show you why they can be your one-stop metal shop. Quality and service will not be compromised. Spectrum Sales, 1927 East Wheeling Avenue, Cambridge. Stoney's RV Center is the place that makes buying a new RV easy. Ask about their on-site financing with very affordable payments, and they make on-site camper service calls to the area campgrounds. Stoney's RV also carries cargo trailers, car haulers, horse and stock trailers, and open utility trailers. They install hitch systems and fill propane tanks too. Stoney's RV Center, the place that takes camping to the next level, and a proud sponsor of our area high school sports teams.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction. We'll take it from here.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut-rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 260-6699. Do you really think that an insurance company who promises quotes in a few minutes has your best interest in mind? Do they really know you and what coverages you need? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. We take time to learn about you and your insurance needs so you can feel comfortable that you're receiving the right coverages at the best possible prices. Find us on Facebook, stop by our office, or give us a call at 260-6699. Valentine Insurance, a partner you can depend on.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
97.7 on your FM dial. We're WILE FM, Byesville, Cambridge.
You back, everyone, to Cambridge High School. Howard Twiggs and Zach Chrisman. And tonight, Zach, it was just not enough for John Glenn. They fell behind. They weren't able to get out of the hole, and ultimately, they fall by 11 points.
Yep, just one of those nights for John Glenn tonight. Ran into a great basketball team here in Indian Valley. And like you said, getting behind there early, just couldn't quite muster up enough to dig themselves out of the hole and erase the deficit. But still some great basketball played tonight by John Glenn. They've got a bright future to look forward to, and as we talked about there late in the fourth quarter, most of this team is going to be coming back next year. So this is not the last you've heard of some of these guys. You have Steele Bates, Braden Davis, all these guys. You're going to be hearing from them again next year.
Well, you know, and everybody has tough competition in tournaments, but the sectional for the Eastern District this year was just a madhouse.
It really was.
I mean, Maysville, East Liverpool's a good team. Maysville, John Glenn, West Muskingum lost to East Liverpool in the first round. This Indian Valley squad, 4 really good teams in the sectional combination district. So for John Glenn, they just ran into the wrong team tonight.
Yeah, and that's going to happen, you know. And big shout out to Coach Sheck and the rest of the boys. They played it till the very, very last second. Huge heart in this team. Never gave up, but just one of those things tonight where they ran into the superior team led by Riker Williams. He had a fantastic game tonight. I believe it was 28 points and also brought down 5 rebounds off the glass. So great night for him tonight, and just a well-oiled machine here for Indian Valley.
At the end of the first quarter, the Braves led 16-13. At the break, they led 32-27. After 3, they led 48-38. And then in the fourth quarter, John Glenn actually did outscore them by 1 point, 16-15. So it adds up to 65-54, no matter how you look at the individual scoring, Zach.
Right, you know, and I'm going to have to take your word on that. I'm a mathematician, I am not, so I'm going to leave that one to you. But, yeah, just one of those games where, you know, as we talked about earlier at halftime, this deficit could have been even bigger for John Glenn. Indian Valley came out, they were very cold at first, especially on some bunnies, some nice easy shots on the fast break there and in transition. But give props where it's due here. Indian Valley and Coach Miller, he had his boys ready to go tonight, and they come out, execute their game plan, shoot the ball very well, great defense, great communication, and they come out with the win.
Indian Valley will improve to 21-4 on the season. They had 2 in doubles, led by Riker Williams. Williams 6 doubles, 3 triples, 7 of 9 from the stripe, 28. Luke Wells 2 doubles, 3 triples, 1 of 3 from the line, 15. Also in doubles, Colt James off the bench, 4 twos and 2 of 2 from the line. He had 10. Deegan Bieber had a triple for 3. Landon McPeak, 1 basket, 3 of 4 from the line for 5. Also off the bench, Roberto Matania had a basket. They were 14 of 20 from the free throw line, were the Indian Valley Braves. For the Muskies, they had 2 and 3 in doubles. Steele Bates, 4 doubles, 3 triples, 6 of 6 from the line, 23. 14 points for C.J. Dolan, 3 doubles, 2 triples, 2 of 3 from the stripe, 14. Braden Davis, 2 doubles, a triple, 5 of 6 from the line for 12. 3 points for Will Nikolazakis on a triple, 2 points for Andrew Glob. Cooper Briggs, Cole Robinson, Ben Stom did not score for the Muskies. And by the way, before we do sign off, Zach, our player of the game from the great folks at Lock 9 Pizza is Steele Bates. Steele Bates led the Muskies tonight with 23 points, and a guy that you mentioned earlier, he'll be back next year and he'll be bigger and stronger.
Most definitely, yeah. Great game tonight for Steele Bates. Tried to put the team on his back a couple times there throughout the night. Just didn't quite have enough to get it across the finish line. But as you said, he's going to come back next year, his senior year, and hungry and ready to get back at these guys, especially if they can meet them again in the tournament.
So again, the Maysville Panthers will play these Indian Valley Braves Friday night, we believe, at a site to yet be determined. So, of course, AVC will be there with Dave Hilliard, Mike Snively. And in the meantime, here at Cambridge High School, Zach, we need to thank Sam Grubbs, Mike Mitchell, and, of course, Brett Klein, who puts this all together for football and basketball. Brett does a great job of lining up all the games, and thanks again to our great team of sponsors all year. And I think this is going to do it for us, my man.
Yep, it's going to be it.
So, Zach Chrisman, great job, my friend. I've appreciated and have enjoyed doing so many games with you this year.
Well, I appreciate that, Howard. Feelings mutual.
All right, that's going to do it. So the final score again, 65-54, Indian Valley. Thanks for listening, everybody, throughout football, throughout basketball. Just a few teams left around the AVC coverage area, but you can bet the guys at AVC will be rooting for whoever's left. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you somewhere.
You've been listening to high school basketball on WILE Byesville, Cambridge. High school basketball is a presentation of AVC Sports.